Oh my God. Look. Hey there, garden friends. It's Heather at Bush Poppy Farm. It is Saturday morning for me. I'm going to get as much done as I can out here this morning till lunch. Then I got to come out tomorrow and try to finish the jobs. There are lots of jobs. So I'm still splitting my time because I'm still doing book work. However, I've gotten so much done. I think at this point all I have to do is write the introduction, which is great. But yeah, there's still a lot to do. So I can't put full days out here. And we're getting close to, I mean, our nights now are down to 39, so it won't be long before we'll have frost. So I want to make sure I get as much stuff in the ground as possible before then, mostly just because I want them to have a little bit of time to root in before the major cold sets in. Major cold for us is not that big of a deal. Our highs will still be in the 50s, but our lows at night in the 30s and sometimes 20s. So anyway, I'm gonna get started by unloading the car, but then I think I'm gonna start planting the ranunculus first in the tunnel. I made some progress. I am tired, and it's so weird. I've just been on my knees planting for the past, I don't know, almost 3 hours, but still, shouldn't be that tired. Anyway, I'll show you what kind of progress I made. First, I've run the irrigation twice manually in here. There's issues, like it's running like in the tubes itself, in the drip irrigation itself is running fine. My problem is up with it's either the timer or one of the pressure regulators. I have to sort it because the problem is even when I touch manual, it only sometimes comes on. So, and the water is coming out of the other spigots just fine. So it's not the well. I'm just trying to process of elimination. So I got to see what's going on there because this stuff in the tunnel absolutely must have irrigation this winter. It's not going to get rain. So anyway, speaking of the stuff in the tunnel. Okay, so the other day, as you saw in the videos, I planted that row of tulips. This part here, up to that first stake, is empty, and it is going to be probably a mix of feverfew and nigella and some other stuff that I need. This entire row is ranunculus, so that's 40 feet of ranunculus. And then this row, I started at the back and worked my way up, starts at that stake, it goes all the way back, more ranunculus. So I have this space open here. That whole bed is going to stay open until the spring because I'm going to plant dianthus and a whole bunch of other stuff in it, but I'm planting that stuff in the spring. So this is going to stay dormant for the winter, but this section here, as well as that section there of that bed, are all going to get planted with seedlings and direct sown stuff. So tomorrow I'm coming out early, Sunday, and my next job is going to be to fill these beds, these Birdie's beds, with compost. And then I am planting a bunch of decorative narcissus really deep. Those are perennial, so they'll come back year after year and spread. And the reason I'm putting them in these raised beds is that, you know, at some point when we leave the farm, I can actually dig those up, divide them, and use them again. So I'm gonna plant them really deep, which is fine because they're huge bulbs, so I can plant them like 8 to 9 inches deep. And then that means that in the spring, once they fade at the end of the spring, I can plant the other stuff that I'm gonna put in here, which is a bunch of herbs that I'll be growing. So it'll work out just fine because those narcissus will stay dormant under the soil, underneath those herbs all year until the fall when the herbs die off and the narcissus are ready to take over again. So that's my job tomorrow. Depending on how long that takes, I'm also going to try to button up this area by, as I said, doing the, direct sowing, taking out all of that crazy tomato, removing the trellis, and then putting hardware cloth, landscape fabric down as an entryway to keep nice and clean and free of weeds. So that is my goal tomorrow. That's a lot. We'll see how far I can get. And then next week, I need to start on all of the weeding and clearing out of all of the summer stuff, the summer annuals from these beds, especially up here where the Three Sisters garden was, because this is going to be another planting area this fall. So a lot of stuff to do before the frost comes. And these Gaillardia, oh, look at this bee. I hope you can see him. Or her, sorry, it's a her. So much pollen on those little legs in the pollen baskets. Okay, so I'm gonna see you guys out here tomorrow. It's gonna be the same video, just 2 parts, that I'll upload on Monday for you. So I hope you're having a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow. Back at it today. It's not as early as I had wanted to be out here, but it's Sunday, so. So I have 2 main goals today. The first one being, actually, let's go over here to this gate. The first one being, oh my God, look. I don't know what the hell is going on here, but this gate was completely destroyed. Oh my God. I'm not sure what to do right now. Okay, I think for a quick fix, Jesus, that had to be somebody running into it. An animal didn't do that. That was a truck or something running into it. All right, I'm going to take apart what I can and just put T-posts with netting up to keep deer out. I can't believe this. Okay, I've had a few minutes to assess. I have a pounding headache right now because this is extremely stressful. Clearly somebody backed into it. I can see tire tracks, and unfortunately most of the cameras here don't work. The one that works down by the Spice House down there, I saw that at 12:30 and 1 a.m. There were people out here. I don't know what they were doing, but running up down this road. So they probably came up here thinking they could get out, but this gate was closed because I closed it. And then they backed up into this, knocked it down, and then took off down the road there where there actually is an opening because people keep busting through it. Because it's like a cable gate as opposed to one of these big metal ones that you can't drive through. So, yeah, I think that's what happened. I do have insurance. Don't know that I want to put an insurance claim in and raise my rates yet. So I think what I'm going to do is try a couple things. So the gate itself, here, I'll show you. The gate itself seems to be all in one piece. It's not even ripped. So I think if I can get, what the problem is, this ground post, obviously, and this support pole. So I think if I can reassemble those, and I'm going to use this digging bar to try to straighten that post in the ground. These are not cemented in, these two, I don't think. Yeah, no, I don't think these two are. So that's a good thing. But then if I can do that and I can reassemble the gate and then get that T-post back in and restring the fence, then I hope it'll be okay. I just don't know if it's going to be as structurally sound or if the pipe is going to break while I'm trying to bend. I don't know, but it's worth a shot. If that doesn't work, then I'm going to have to just forego a gate for now, put T-posts up and string more fencing because I have more of the fence because I have to keep deer out. It's just going to make it a pain in the butt to get a wheelbarrow in and out of here, but that's all right for right now. I can address that before the spring because I'm not planting that field right now. So yeah. All right, well, I'm gonna set up the camera and see what I can do to hopefully get this back functional, but this is not what I wanted to show up to this morning. So stressful. Sucks. Okay, I tried straightening the ground post with the digging bar. That will work, but I don't have the strength to get it further than it is, so I've gotten it that further up. I'm gonna need somebody a lot stronger than me. My husband's gonna come by later today when he's done with his bike ride. Also need to straighten this. I think we can do that too with the digging bar, but doing it with one person and I'm not strong enough. So I'm gonna put this aside for now and focus on cleaning up this bed. I have to feel like I'm making some progress and not just having setback after setback, because that's not good for my psyche right now. Do you ever feel like maybe the universe is trying to tell you something? I mean, this could just all be a bunch of like stupid crap that happens, but sometimes I'm like, really? Are you telling me not to be here on this property? I don't know. Anyway, I just have to keep moving forward. So I'm going to clean this area up, the corn area, get everything out, add compost, and then start direct sowing some stuff here. At least I'll feel like I've done something. And I have the birdies beds that I would like to load with compost today too, so maybe I'll get that far. Just depends on what else happens. All right, stand by. Okay, so some progress. I got that bed cleared, compost put down, the irrigation put back down. That's going to be direct sown. And then, this is a lot of progress, I got this bed done. So I brought in, that's about 4 inches of compost, and then created, it's just a dry stone wall. It's not, it's a brick wall, but it's not, you know, anchored or anything. But I'm going to plant perennials in there. And at some point I will run irrigation to it, but we are supposed to get rain on Tuesday, which is extremely exciting. Our first rain. I don't know how much we'll get, but I can hand water this for the time being until I get the irrigation thing sorted out. So I'm going to put all the Solidago and some yarrow and the other stuff that Equinops, things that I've already brought from home in here. It's a pretty big area. And even though I'm exhausted, I think I'm going to continue moving compost today to fill these birdies beds so that the compost can be done, and then tomorrow I can focus on just transplanting, putting bulbs in, stuff like that. because man, it is exhausting. And I think we are going to file a police report just to have on record. I mean, there is constantly stuff happening at this property, or at least there was before we moved in. And we thought being here maybe would dissuade people from coming to do stuff at night because they would know there were cameras on property, etc. But people don't care. So even though the police aren't going to be able to do anything, they're not going to be able to find these people, and I know that. At least we can file a report just to have the paperwork in, and every time something happens, keep filing reports. Because if it ends up being, if for some miracle they can catch somebody and it ends up being the same person, then that's multiple charges. So anyway, all right, I'm going to keep moving compost because my body's starting to give out, and I want to get this finished. And then I have to hang out here until Mike can come and help me try to straighten this ground post and stuff so I can get the fence fixed, because I can't leave it like this tonight. So yeah, I'm just drinking a lot of water. It's not that it's hot, but I'm hot and I'm out of fuel, personal fuel. So, all right, I'm gonna keep getting back to work. What a day. I mean, it worked out fine in the end. I got there this morning and saw the gate bashed down and got really upset, but then came up with two plans, and plan A ended up working. And in the meantime, I got all that work done out there, so I guess ultimately it's okay. It's a good thing. Thank goodness my husband is strong and was able to help me get the gate back up and unbent. So it's working again. Tomorrow I'm going to finish with the compost, which should only be like maybe 3 wheelbarrows full to fill the last birdie's bed. And then the rest of the time is going to be transplanting. And I can only be out there until about lunch. I was supposed to come home today and clean the house. And we didn't get home till late. So the house is a mess. And I hate starting a Monday with a messy house. But there are worse things. So, yeah, I'm going to wrap up now. Get this thing edited and put up so that you guys can watch it on Monday. I hope you had a great weekend. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening to my complaining about just the stuff that happens. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care. Bye.